If you think Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra or Pixel 11 Pro has the best camera in 2026, this list might surprise you. Because neither of them is in my top 4. And I am not ranking these phones just by megapixels. I am looking at the camera hardware, sensor sizes, zoom capabilities and image processing. Let's begin. Starting with number 6, we have Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra. This is still a very good camera phone. You get a 200 megapixel main camera with 1.4 aperture, a 50 megapixel 5x telephoto, a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto and a 50 megapixel ultra wide. And 1.4 aperture on the main camera is important. It allows more light into the main camera, which can help with low light photos and also gives you more natural background blur. Samsung has one of the most versatile camera systems here. So why is it at number 6? Because the competition has moved much further with the camera hardware. We now have 1-inch sensors, 200 megapixel telephoto cameras, variable optical zoom, and even dedicated 10x optical cameras. So compared with the other phones on this list, the hardware is no longer as ambitious. So I am giving Galaxy S26 Ultra 8 out of 10. At number 5, we have Google Pixel 11 Pro. It has a 50 megapixel main camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 48 megapixel 5x telephoto. Real strength of this camera is Google's image processing. Pixel is extremely good at high dynamic range, skin tones, portraits, and low lighting. Google can take a scene with bright highlights and dark shadows and produce an image that looks more balanced without making it look overprocessed. And the telephoto is also very good. Google uses computational photography to combine optical and digital information, which helps preserve detail when you zoom beyond the native 5x range. Just like Galaxy, Pixel's camera hardware is also not as ambitious compared to the competition. I am giving Pixel 11 Pro 8.2 out of 10. Moving up to number 4, we have Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Now, things start getting serious. It uses a full 1-inch sensor for its main camera. And that is physically much larger than the sensors used by most smartphones. A larger sensor can capture more light and preserve more detail, especially when you are shooting in difficult lighting. But the telephoto is what makes this phone really interesting. It uses a 200 megapixel sensor with a continuously adjustable optical zoom from around 3x to 4x. That means the lens can physically change its focal length instead of simply switching between cameras. So if you move from 3x to 4x, the phone can keep using optical zoom rather than relying on digital zoom. This will give you more consistent detail between those zoom levels. And 200 megapixels gives the camera plenty of resolution to work with. The only weakness is the optical zoom range is narrow. So I am giving Xiaomi 17 Ultra 8.5 out of 10. At number 3, we have Huawei Pura 80 Ultra. This phone has a 50 megapixel main camera which also has a 1-inch sensor, but the interesting part is what Huawei has done with the lens. It uses a variable aperture from 1.6 to 4.0. That means the physical opening of the lens can change depending on the lighting conditions. Open it wider in low light and more light reaches the sensor. Close it down in brighter conditions and you get more control over the shot. Huawei uses a 50 megapixel 3.7x telephoto camera along with a 12.5 megapixel 9.4x optical telephoto camera. And both are built into dual telephoto system, so you get proper optical hardware for different zoom levels instead of relying entirely on digital zoom. And that is why Pura 80 Ultra makes my top 3. I am giving it 8.8 out of 10. Coming in at number 2, we have Oppo Find X9 Ultra. Now we are getting into another level of camera hardware. X9 Ultra has two separate 200 megapixel cameras. The first is main camera and the second is 200 megapixel 3x telephoto. And then Oppo has given another 50 megapixel telephoto with 10x optical zoom. So let us put that into perspective. You have one camera designed for normal photography, another 200 megapixel camera for 3x zoom, and another camera specifically designed to get 10x optical zoom. That is, an extremely versatile setup. The 10x camera uses a periscope system to give you 230mm equivalent focal length. This becomes useful when you are shooting sports, wildlife, concerts, or anything else where you cannot simply move closer. And Oppo even offers a camera grip and a 300mm detachable lens accessory. This is indeed a modular camera system. I am giving it 9.4 out of 10. And finally, taking the number 1 spot, we have Vivo X300 Ultra. The biggest reason is the combination of camera hardware and flexibility. The main camera uses a 200MP Sony 901 sensor, and the telephoto is another 200MP sensor. The main camera uses a 35mm focal length, while the telephoto is 85mm. The 35mm camera gives you a natural perspective for everyday photography, and 85mm telephoto is better suited for portraits and subjects where you want more background blur. But Vivo has another trick. You can attach Zeiss photography kit and add physical teleconverter lenses. There is a 200mm option and also a 400mm option. At 400mm, you can actually use the phone for wildlife photography, which normally require a dedicated long telephoto lens. Vivo has also paid serious attention to video. It supports advanced video features such as 10-bit log and Dolby Vision, giving you much more flexibility if you plan to color grade your footage later. So when you combine dual 200MP cameras, Zeiss tuning, long-range accessories, and video capabilities, Vivo has built one of the most complete smartphone camera systems available right now. That is why Vivo takes the number 1 spot. I am giving it 9.6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you are not. If you have any questions, please drop a comment. I will be happy to answer them. I will see you on the next one. Until next time, take care.